Namaste, I am Bansuri Bliss Founder Dr. Kerry Kriger, coming to you from Barra da Tijuca, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Sunday, June 21st, 2020. Bansuri Bliss Members Lesson. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for coming today. And I was just gonna get started and play some music, but first things first, welcome to Anand, I believe from California. Everyone go ahead and chat in where in the world you are. And Anand has a first question. Good job, Anand. Questions are important. If you have questions, send them in. All right, so the first thing we need to do to play Indian music before we even pick up our flute is make sure we have a drone of some sort going in the background. Tambora is the most popular drone in Indian classical music, and all of us should have some kind of application on our phone to play a drone. So I have iTubla Pro, iOS, and what I do, it's given me options for two tamboras. Okay, so I turn them both on. I like that sur petty as well. Notice that the volume, this is volume bars, the volume is down for the sur petty. I don't need that very loud. And because I know we're going to play Bhinna Shadja, I've got that preset set and my Swarmandal on also low. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep it simple though. Imagine though that I only had a single tambora. Okay, so now I only have a single tambora going. A tambora has 4 strings. The first string, the pitch is changeable. The other strings are going to be saw, saw, and saw. Okay, saw, saw, and then low saw below where we get to on a flute. But that first string changes. So I come to the controls. Tambora 2 is off, but Tambora 1. What shows here on your tambora, regardless of what application you're using, if it's letting you pick the pitch of your tambora, it's referring to the first string. So all you need to do is make sure it's set to Ma. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and turn both my tamboras and my sur petty and my Swarmandal on. And now it's showing for both Tambora 1 and Tambora 2, that first string is at Ma. Okay? Why is it at Ma? Because we're going to play Bhinna Shadja, a raga where Pa does not exist. But Ma, should Ma, does exist, and it's our vadi, our most important note of the raga. And thanks everyone for being here. Alright, we've got Bansuri Bliss members from UK, Italy, California, Nepal, Ohio, more California, all over California, Portugal, Ukraine. And my plan is to teach Bhinna Shadja, which we've worked on at a couple of these lessons. And my goal was not to focus on beginners today, but to go ahead and teach you some 16-beat Taans. Now, as with most things, we can simplify things so that if what I'm doing is too much for you to process, I don't think it will be. It may be too fast for you to play it. So what are you going to do if something's too fast? You're going to slow it down. Okay? So I may play it fast, but you can play it at half that speed. Or you could just take one portion of it. Everything we're going to do today, essentially everything we're going to do today, can be summed up by this right here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So I have a belief that anyone who can count to 4 can learn music. That's all we're doing today. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So as long as you know the word and in English, then you're good to go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So everyone just go ahead and say that right now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then if you know you can say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so say it again to make sure you can say it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, 4 times, okay? In music, everywhere on planet Earth, we like the number 4. So we can do something 4 times, and we can do that thing 4 times. And then we have 16. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, that's the basis of what we're doing today. We're going to be playing in Teental. That's our most common rhythm, most important rhythm in North Indian classical music, and I'll say worldwide, equivalent to 4/4. 4 sets of 4. Alright? So the 16 beats of Teental we could say are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be playing at double speed, so we're going to fit 2 notes into every beat. That's where our and comes in, okay? Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's see how this works. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. What I've done, I've written out 16 Taans. Hey, I wasn't even trying to keep it in 16s, that's just what happened. So we're going to be playing 16 beat Taans, and I have 16 of them to teach you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, so let's just see what happens. And if at any point you're thoroughly lost, that's fine. Just write in, tell me what's going through your head. You're all at different levels. Okay, some of you probably have played 16-beat Taans before. Most of you, if you've attended these classes, you've played 8-beat Taans. All we're doing is playing essentially 2 8-beat Taans together, okay? 8 beats is just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to go for twice as long. Alright, a full cycle of Teental. Teental is a rhythmic cycle. It's just repeating and repeating and repeating. Every 16 beats it just repeats. So we're playing 1 cycle's worth of music. And how about before I share it, just so you all have it on your computers if you want to refer to it at all times, it is now uploading to you. Alright, if anyone notices any error in it, let me know. I just created these this morning. Didn't have a chance to fully proofread them. Alright, Bhinna Shadja, that's the name of the raga. Let's make sure we know the scale. Alright, it's a pentatonic scale. It's got 5 notes up and 5 notes down. The notes are, starting at Saw. In general, we'll play Saw from 3 holes down in every raga that we play. Sa, Ga, Ma. Okay, should Ma, partially closed. Alright, so if you're new to Gama, Gama, the way to practice that is just to go like that. Gama, Gama, okay? Or maybe you play like that. Whatever it is, you need to be good at going Gama, Gama. That's the only, I'll say, difficult note in this raga because it's partially closed, okay? Sa, Ga, Ma, and then Da. Ni, Sa. Everything should. Alright, so going up, Arohi, our ascending scale. And then we're going to come down in reverse. High Sa, okay? Sa, Ni, Da, Ma, Ga, Sa. Okay? If you forget that, someone go ahead and chat that in, please. Saga, Ma, Donny, Sa, Sonny, Da, Maga, Sa. Go ahead and spell it out. S-A-G-A. Thank you. And if you can't remember, just look at the notes on this page. Those are the only notes in use here. Alright. We're going to start all these at Kali. We don't really have to. I've just written them all out to be consistent from Kali, because in our composition, which I've taught you, our composition starts at Kali. Kali is the halfway point in our rhythmic cycle, meaning 4 plus 4 is 8, and then our 9th beat is halfway. So we're starting on the 9th beat of Teental, and we're going to play 16 beats. Now, if you don't know the composition, if you don't want to play it fast, just play the notes as written. It doesn't have to be fast at all. But I'm going to go ahead and turn on my tabla and play it, okay? I'm going to slow it down a little bit. 176 beats per minute is what it's at. Sum, 2, Kali, 3, Sum, 2, Kali, 3. Okay, the Kali is the circle at the very top left of each line. That signifies beat number 9. The plus sign is Sum, that's beat number 1. Those are the 2 that you must know, okay? Kali. So that's where we start. Sum is halfway through on this page. Sum. I'm going to start at Kali. Okay, that's 16 beats line. That's a 16 beat line of music. Okay, so this is what I call A plus B plus B plus B. We're going to take one phrase that's A and then another phrase B, and we're going to repeat B 3 times. A plus B plus B plus B. So Nisa Agama Donny Saga is the first phrase, and then Sonny Lagasse Aneesa, you can see it's repeated 3 times. Sum. Alright, so some of you may very well feel thoroughly lost right now. So that's fine, because I'm going to slow it down and simplify what I've just done. But hopefully some of you understand it also. Now, before I slow it down, I'll tell you, Sonny Lagasse Aneesa, that's low saw, and then we have to jump up an octave to high saw. That's a big breath change, so either we need to blow really hard, or we can just tongue. I'm going to wave my cursor over this. You see that we go Sonny Lagasse Aneesa up to high saw. Alright, from saw all the way up to high saw. So let's just go ahead and tongue that high saw. And then here too, tongue the high saw, because when we use our tongue, 2, like the number 2, or T-O-O, 2, it gives a little bit more force and helps the air to come out to make that big jump. Alright, let me just slow this way down. So we don't need a tabla on. We don't need to remember that it's Kali or that it's Sum or whatever. But we do need to keep 4s in our heads. So let's just go slow. We're starting at low knee. The dot under the knee signifies it's low octave. Okay? Nisa, Agama, Donny, Saga. The dots over the Sa and Ga signify they're in the high octave. So all we've done is started at low knee and gone straight up the scale until we get to high Ga. Alright, that's our 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you're new to flute or you cannot play fast, that's fine. Play it slow, because in playing it slow, you're going to help your tone, you're going to get used to the scale, you're hopefully still counting in 4s and improving your rhythm. Okay? And you're memorizing the lines so that as time goes by and you start to be able to play faster because you've practiced, practice enables you to play faster. Then you'll be able to play it fast. Alright, so the second fourth of the line, the second bar we could say, Sonny Lagasse Aneesa. I'm just going to play it one more time with the tabla. Remember here, rhythm. We're starting at Kali. When I hit play on this tabla, the first beat you hear is sum. That's the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kali is the 9th beat. Okay? Kali is symbolized by the circle on the page. So when we're listening to the tabla in the background, we're starting at these lines at Kali. I did that on purpose because our composition starts at Kali. And that means if our composition is like this, we can just remove the first line of the composition, and instead of playing the composition 16 beats, we're going to play this 16 beats. That's our improvisation. All these, they're called taans. A taan is a full speed run of music, and they're essentially improvised. Now, I improvised them and wrote them down for you to use, to memorize, to improve your abilities to play taans, because you'll see by the time you see 16 of these, you'll probably understand the concept and be closer to be able to create them yourself. So here goes the tabla again. I'm going to start on the 9th beat. That's Kali. That's the composition now that I'm playing. Okay, I've taught that separately. For now, don't even worry about it, but you'll start to hear it because I'm going to start repeating it. I'm going to do it again. Okay. One final piece of information before I see what kind of questions you have before I continue on with these. Look at this page. How many of these end with sa? Okay, sa, the most important note in Indian classical music, our starting point and our ending point, home base. Okay? A lot of these end at sa. I'll even say all of them end at sa. They don't have to, but I like ending tones at sa. One of these ends with high sa, okay? That's page 2. We'll come back to that. Okay? Now, you'll see that if the last note is sa, and if the first note of our composition is sa, which it is, that means we have 2 saws in a row. Sani dama ga Sinisa, sama gama, okay, is how our composition starts. So when there's 2 notes in a row, like here, I'm going to use my tongue to start that composition. Sani dama ga Sinisa, sa. That sa that follows it, I'm going to use my tongue because I have 2 saws in a row. Just like I cannot say sa. I can't say 2 saws without using my tongue. I can't play 2 saws without using my tongue. Okay. If you haven't learned the composition yet, doesn't matter because you should just focus on these. Alright, so let's see. Alright. Here there are no rests. Okay, if you need to breathe, then you could leave out a note somewhere in there like Sani dama ga Sinisa, Sani dama ga Sinisa, Sani dama ga Sinisa. Okay? But try to play the whole line ideally without taking a breath because there is nowhere in there to take a breath. Yeah, let's clarify the scale here. Saga ma, saga ma da ni sa, sa ni da ma ga sa. Okay, so before I continue with this, can people chat in? I tried to make this, okay, 16-beat tones are not the first lesson for anybody in Indian classical music, okay? But that was already planned that this is what we were going to do today, and I know some of you understand these. For all the people who are completely new, I did try to explain it in a way that hopefully you were able to get the grasp of that and be able to look at this and assuming you can play the scale. We're always assuming you can. Everyone needs to be able to pick up a flute, blow, and get sound. The next major step is to be able to play the notes, to know what sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa are, and to be able to get them out of your flute. And then, if you can read music, you should then be able to play this. Okay? Can people chat in? Is this all sounding clear so far? Or if it's not, don't say it is. Okay, I'll take that as a nobody's sure since I haven't heard anything. So in those cases, I continue onwards until someone asks me a question or says they're thoroughly lost. I'll assume I explained that clearly because I think I did. Now I'm going to move on to number 2. Okay, so the first 6 tones, look at the first note in the first 6 of these. I purposely put them in order, not full order, but they're all starting low. Low ni, low da, or sa. The first 6 of them. Okay? In raga, things generally start low and move eventually to high as a general overarching statement. So I did that here as well. Let's go to number 2 from low da. Okay? Alright, so look at the pattern here. Donny, Saga, ni, Agama, Saga, Maga, Agama, Donny. It's like an Allen Carr. It's a 4-beat phrase, Donny, Saga, that we've just moved up. We've kept the same pattern and moved it up the scale. Okay? Donny, Saga, ni, Sagama, Saga, Maga, Gama, Donny. It has logic behind it. A lot of times, usually when we're playing music, there's logic. Okay? Now, we're going to descend. We're going to flip it before. Those are heading upwards. Donny, Saga. Now, the second half of the line, we're going to flip it and face downwards. Okay? Sani, Dama. Gasa, Nida. Maga, Sani, Dama, Gasa. Bringing us back to the Sa. If you're new to the very high notes, then you will need to blow hard. To get a high sa, a high ga, a high ma, you're going to have to blow hard. The second half of my line was not coming out clearly at first. Sani, Dama was giving me trouble, so I repeated it a few times. That's what you should do. Anytime something's not coming out clearly, just focus on that one thing. Go into repeat mode until it starts coming out clean. Now, another thing I noticed, Sani, Dama. Then we need to go up to high ga. So again, a big jump. What do we do when we have a big jump? What can we do? We can use our tongue to jump up to the high note. 2, like the number 2, T-O-O, gives us the force to make the jump. It gets the air coming out fast because we need to blow hard for high notes. So Sani, Dama, Gasa, Nida, Maga, Sani. Those high notes, the high ga, the high ma, you can use your tongue. Your tongue also helps give some rhythmic emphasis. Alright, so here's the whole line slow. Now if you can play with Teental, but you just can't play double speed, turn on your Teental and play 1 note per beat, and the whole thing's going to take not 1 cycle, but 2 cycles. let's go on to number 3. All right, Donny, Donnie, Donnie, Saga. All right, Donny, Donnie, Donnie, Saga. Donny, Donnie, Donnie, Saga. Even if you don't want to play 16 beats, just pick any of these 4-beat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and phrases and just play that 4 beats just to get at least that much into your fingers and your mind. Once you can play it, then move on to the next one. So now, Nisa, Gama, Saga, Mada. Again, it's a pattern. Nisa, Gama, and then I just shifted up the scale. Saga, Mada. Second half of the line, Gama, Gama, Donny, Saga. Now number 4. Dama, Gama, Dama, Gama, okay. So that'll get you practicing your Dama, right? Nisa, Gama, Dama, Gama, Dama, Dama. Look, my pinky's down, my right pinky's down. I can just keep that Ma finger down during this. Dama, 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 Gama, Dama, Gama, Dama, Gama, Dama, Gama, Gasa, Nisa. Alright, let's see. Not a chat, and I cannot see my chats. Alright, so the gut. How about I'll go ahead and send everyone the gut right here, okay? Or the whole composition. Teental composition coming at you in your chat box in about 1.3 seconds or less. There it is. Here's the gut. Okay, the gut starts at Kali. I'll play it slow. Okay? Agama. Dine-Saw is on some. High-Saw is somebody. Second most important note. Bhinna Shadja is an uttarang raga. It's a high note raga. Okay? So Ma's Vadi, the most important note. Samagama. We've given it some emphasis there because we hold it 2 beats. Da-ni-sa. Okay? High-Saw. And then just straight down the scale. Ni-da-ma-ga-sa-ni. And there's no rest at the end. If you have questions, send them in. Should I speed up going through these? You just want to hear me play them, or you want me to give some thorough, in-depth explanation? I think all you really have to do is break them into 4s, all of these, except for maybe the very last one or one of the very last ones on the next page. They're all just 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So just memorize each 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just play it as many times as it takes to get it. Then you just string them together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, how does the composition relate to the 16-beat Taan sheet? Because whenever we have a composition, our goal is not just to play look how long the composition is. I don't have it in front of me. It's probably 6 lines or something. Okay, 4 to 8 lines in general. All of our compositions are usually 4 to 8 total lines. We're playing a raga for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes if we want. Okay? We may have 2 total compositions. Alright, 16 beats of music only takes a minute to play. We're improvising. Now, you'll notice that the composition starts at Kali and it's 16 beats long. So, what do I do if I don't want to play that line over and over and over? I make up my own line, and that's what these lines are. Just one cycle of music. Instead of playing the composition starting at Kali, we're playing our taan starting at Kali, and it's going to fill up the 16 beats. So that I could play the composition, and then play the taan, and then play the composition. Alright? My goal isn't that you only play these taans when you play Bhinna Shadja. You should try to memorize them. It's not that easy memorizing 16 beats. 16-beat taans. Certainly not keeping them in your head for 16 years either, but you should understand them and then be able to make them up on your own. So here's the goal. Let's just jump way ahead. My goal is that you can make up 16-beat taans in Bhinna Shadja or in any raga, okay? Any raga that we play in Teental, we're going to want to know how to make a 16-beat taan. And as I discussed a few lessons ago when I introduced Bhinna Shadja, there's what I call a Bhinna Shadja family of ragas that all use Saga, Ma, Dine-Saw, but in different combinations of Komals and Tivras, flats and sharps. Okay? So if you can play 16-beat taans in Bhinna Shadja, then if you want to play Mal cones, Chandra cones, Hari cones, Shiv cones, Sundar cones, or any of the others, then same patterns are going to go in all of them. You're just changing whatever flats and sharps you need to change to be in that raga instead of this raga. So here we go. I'll play the composition, and then I'm just going to make up a 16-beat taan, and then come back to the composition, and then make up another 16-beat taan. The first 6 or 7 tones or whatever I made up. And then the last 4 I played number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. What was in common every single time? They were all 16 beats. They all started and ended at Kali. And they were all the pattern 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? Does that answer your question, Chuck? We had a composition, and instead of playing the composition, we made up a 16-beat taan, and we returned to the composition after it. Okay? Do you have to return to the composition after your 16-beat taan? No. You could play 32-beat taan. You could play 24-beat taan. Would you return to the composition in the same place if you played 24 beats? No, because then you played 16 beats to get back to Kali, and then you played 8 beats, and now you're at sum, so you need to return to the composition at sum. You always want to know where in the cycle you are and understand the composition by having tracks it so many times that you know if I need to come in at sum, I'm going to return it. Okay? Because that's sum. Okay? You don't always have to go from Kali to Kali. You don't have to end at Kali. You don't have to start at Kali. You should ideally be able to leave the composition anywhere you want to leave it and return to it anywhere you want to return to it because you know it so well. But before you can do that, I like to teach people 8-beat taans and 16-beat taans because it's easier to think about. If I depart at sum, then I'm going to end at, either Kali or sum. If I depart at Kali, I'm going to return at either Kali or sum, depending on what you're doing, instead of just, like beat 5 or beat 7 or some random place. All right, questions before I continue? I'm going to keep going through these. I'll go ahead and do 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do them a bit faster, or at least I won't be spending so much time on them and explaining them in such depth. And then maybe I'll have all of you write out a 16-beat taan. Okay? So here's number 5. Ni Sagama Dani Saga. Again, we've seen that before, okay? We're just going straight up. Ni Sagama Dani Saga. Maga Sani Damagasa. Alright, now we're just coming straight down. Ni Sagama Dani Saga. Maga Sani Damagasa. It's just straight up and down. Alright? Shoot. straight up and down. C-H-O-O-T. Straight up and straight down. Alright, it's essentially just an extended arohi and avarohi. Alright, we're just going up the scale and down the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you can practice that. Just take that 8 beats and practice it over and over. Okay, there's logic in it. Agama, Saga, Aneesa, Donny, Maga, Agama, Saga, Aneesa. Okay, it's just 2 beats facing upwards, Agama, and then we're going to drop it down a level. Saga, Aneesa, Donny, Maga. Right? All right, number 6. We're gonna start at Saw this time and go into the low notes. We're gonna drop down Sonny, Donny, and then come up. Sonny, Donny, Saga, Maga. Alright, so this is the first time that we've played 2 notes in a row to the same note. Ni dama. So I put it right here. It's like a little fast gummick. It's an ornamental note that we're going to use to break the 2 knees, because we can't play ni unless we're going to use our tongue, which we don't want to do. Alright, we need to break the 2 knees somehow. Just like I cannot say 2 knees in a row without using my tongue. Ni. It won't come out. Alright, I need to break it, but I don't want to use my tongue here. So, I'm just going to go knee to knee, okay? I'm just going to quickly hit the da, just enough to break the 2 knees. Same thing at the top. Mamagasa, okay? Magamagasa. Magama. I'm just using that ga just to break the 2 mas. I don't want the ga to be really audible. I'm just using it to break the 2 mas. Alright, number 7. Now this one, we're going to start at Da, middle Da. Donny, Saga, Maga, Sonny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, let me go ahead and turn the tabla on and play this one. I'll go ahead and play number 6 and number 7. I'll play them both a few times. Number 8 now. Okay. Nisa, Agama, Donnie, Saga, just straight up the scale. And then we already played this little phrase in number 6. Mama gasa niga sani. And then here's a new, slightly new concept. Dani saga daga sani. So there's a jump there. So that's 8 of these. Now, I shouldn't really have to play these other sets. Uh-oh, I need to renumber these. Okay. Page 2. Imagine that's from 9 to 16. See what's going on here. Page 2. Alright. You all should be able to understand all of these and practice them. There's nothing that should be any mystery anymore. I think regardless of what level you are at, you won't be able to play them fast if you're new to the Bansuri, but assuming that you can play notes and that you can hit your high notes fine, you blow hard enough to hit the high notes, you should be able to play these with no tabla, just going slow and understand what's going on. So before I continue, let's see. Can y'all chat in? What do you want to happen for the rest of this lesson? I can go through these, or I can assume if you think you understand them and don't even need to hear me play them. I mean, I can all go through them real fast if you want just to hear them all. My goal is that you memorize these, okay? At least in your short-term memory. I know it's hard to memorize things forever, but I'll say at a minimum you should be able to play them. Not just once, but over and over and over. And you should have it memorized enough that once you can play it, at least for right there, sitting there, you could play it over and over for a minute without looking at the page. You should not be looking at the page any longer than you need to look at the page. Look at the page in order to learn it, and then memorize it. Look at it again to confirm you're playing it right, but then you should be able to close your eyes and play it over and over and over. If you can do that, then you have imbued it, okay? You've gained the knowledge. If you have to look at the page in order to play, you haven't fully gained the knowledge. All right, what's the best way to practice speed without losing sound or missing notes? I think start out at a speed that you actually hit everything correctly on. So whatever speed you can comfortably play and get everything out, first be sure you can play it like that. Okay? Whatever the line of music is, play it at that speed. And then a practice I like is every day increase your BPMs, your beats per minute, by 4 beats per minute. Okay, which is almost imperceptible. Okay, it's real, but it's not that much. So probably if you can play it today, you can play it tomorrow 4 beats per minute faster, and then keep doing that every day. Next thing you know, it's going to be, after a few days or a week, it's going a good amount faster. And then you ease yourself into it. But otherwise, just speed it up until you can't play it. And then try to play it, but if you continue to not be able to play it because it's simply too fast, then slow it down. I'm gonna stop this. Let's have a vote. We've got a few things we can do. I can keep going through the ones on this page too, so you can hear them, or I can shut off this screen share and just start playing the composition and making up 16-beat Taans so you can hear more of those, or we can get some of you all to play some Bhinna Shadja if you want to play any of these, even if it's just 1 note per beat. So let me know. Play the first line. All right, I'll assume that means the first line of this page. All right, I'll go ahead and play them. Let's keep going, but I'll probably go a bit faster through these as I'm now assuming you understand the concept. All right, here goes. Some. I just wrote these out. I haven't worked on them. So let me look at it. Let me play it slow first. So if you can't play it fast, play it slow. Let's play it at single speed first. Half was correct. Here's something you can do on any of these. Take the second half of the line, and instead of playing it once, play it 3 times, and you'll end up in the exact same spot. Okay? Because if you take 8 beats and you turn it into 8 plus 8 plus 8, you're back to where you would have been if you had just played 8. number 3. I think this is the same pattern we had before. Agama, Saga, Aneesa, Donny, Maga, Agama, Saga, Aneesa, number 5. Alright, the second half of number 5 is the same as the first half of number 2 on page 2. Sorry, number 3 on page 2. Here's number 3. Alright, here's the first mistake on the page. Who wants a little prize if they can see what mistake is in number 4 of page 2? Chat it in. What do you see wrong with number 4? Never trust anything you see written down. The person who wrote it either possibly didn't know what they were talking about, or they could have just had a typo and forgotten something. Super easy to forget a little dot in Indian music. So let's see what chats came in here. Alright, in the third quarter, got upper, lower ma, lower knee. Alright, Amrutha, you're right. So send me a little email and say the prize, please. Okay, number 4, look at that second note is knee. It should be a low knee, but there's no dot there. Okay? Alright, in the third quarter, ga upper. Nisa gama Donny, Nisa gama damagasa. Gama Donny, no, that ga is correct. Low ma is correct, Chaz. So this one, let me go ahead and turn off that Teental. If we can't trust what is written down, then is the memory orient stronger. The knowledge and understanding of the music is the strongest. Okay? Because then you can just make it up. That being said, you're never going to make up anything in a raga that you can't even remember that you ever learned that raga or what that raga was, which is certainly would be the case with, I learned a lot of ragas, and some of them I have not practiced a lot, and some of them are complex and they're rare and I don't hear them, and I have certainly looked at my notes and been like, I never knew I learned that raga. Okay, unfortunate but true. So write it down, make sure it's correct, but still understand the music. And especially if you ever go online randomly looking up stuff about ragas, definitely don't trust everything you see. So I will fix this up, but any of you should know there's only 2 choices. I mean, unless, yeah, you should be able to know by looking at it. So anyway, we do come down to low ma. I put that here on purpose. Okay? Even knowing that most of you maybe can't play that low should ma, because maybe you don't have a 7-hole flute, but if you do, or when you do, Sonny da ma, we're gonna play that 7th hole and roll the flute inwards to us and look to the left a little. Alright, 2 saws in a row, break them with the knee. Gamadani Sansanida, Gamadani Sasanida, Gamadani Sansanida. Take any of these and just pick the pieces that you want and repeat them over and over. Okay? Take 8 beats of the 16 and repeat it over and over. Take 4 beats of the 16 and repeat it over and over. Especially if they connect. Sani Dharma Dani Saga. Alright, number 5. right, this is the only one that's not 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Or it is 4 plus 4. Well, let's see what it is. We'll say it's 8 plus 8. Okay, there's a first half that's 8 beats and a second half that's 8 beats. But of the second half of the line that's 8 beats, it's not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 plus 12 is 16. So Agama, Donnie, Sonny, Danita, Madama, Magasa. All right, you can accent it to show the rhythm. You could use your tongue. The comma is there just to show us the rhythmic phrasing. Right? I used my tongue right there. I don't have to, but I can. Gamadani Sani da Nida Madamaga Magasa. Number 5 on page 2. Everyone can still hear me, correct? I've been audible? Okay, good. All right, so let's go on to number 6. All right. Pattern. Gama, 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 gama. Saga, 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 saga. All right, makes sense. Gama, 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 gama. Gama 4 times, and then drop it down a level like an Allen Carr. If you wanted to make up your own Allen Carr, just take this. Gama, 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 saga, 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 Nisa, 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 Donny, 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 Mata, 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 Gama, 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 saga, saga. Okay? An Allen Carr is just a phrase repeated at different levels of the scale. So the first 8 beats is like an Allen Carr. We're not getting that repetitive, but it's a tail of the cow, kind of, I believe is what it's called in South India. We start with a long phrase, Gama, 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 okay, and Saga, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but then the next ones are just a Nisa, Nisa, and a Donny, Donny, so we cut them in half. Gama, 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 Saga, 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 Nisa, Nisa, Donny, Donny, and then Mata, Gama, Saga, Nisa, then we've cut them in half again. They were 8 notes, and then they're 4 notes, and then they're just 2 notes in each little phrase. Number 7. Alright, again, it's like an Allen Carr. It's just a pattern repeated on descending levels of the scale. And the final one, let's end it with a T-high. A T-high is a phrase repeated 3 times. Actually, our very first one today had a T-high. Let's switch back to number 1 on page 1. Nisa Gama Dani Saga Sani Damagasa Nisa Sani Damagasa Nisa Sani Damagasa Nisa. There's a phrase repeated 3 times, so that is a T-high. And we'll see here, you could call this a T-high because at the end of it, Nisa Gama Dani Sa, Nisa Gama Dani Sa, Nisa Gama Dani Sa. Now that's a T-high right there. We could say it starts with a T-high, but even at the very end, Nisagama Dine-Saw, Nisagama Dine-Saw, Nisagama Dine-Saw, Dine-Saw, Dine-Saw. Okay? The last 6 beats is a T high in and of itself. Now, I like to take these and repeat the whole line 3 times. Alright? So that would sound like this. Made up 16 beat. Donny, Saga, 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 Maga, Agama, Donny, Sonny, actually, it was number 2. Okay, that's what I just played on the first page. Number 2. 'Alright, let's leave the page behind and make up some tones. Notes I used for the whole 16 beats. Sonny and Da. Okay, same pattern as we heard before, which was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Except before we did 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now I did 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Sonny Donny Sonny Donny Sonny Donny Sonny Donny Sonny da Sonny da Sonny da Sonny da Sonny Donny Sonny. Okay, making up some 16-beat tones there. Play the gut. Gut's first line of the composition, and then from Kali, make up your own 16-beat tone. All right, questions, comments. Yeah, if you don't have a 7th hole and you're trying to play low should ma, then you're gonna have some trouble. And I wouldn't try it for a taan. Maybe during a lop when things are going slow, but you'd have to roll it a long way. You can, but it's a long way to go. Better to just have a good, well-made 7th hole. And if you're gonna play that 7th hole, you're gonna have trouble if you hold your flute like that. If this tip of your finger is on there, because then your whole wrist is probably up here and your pinky's way here, whereas if I rotate my hand, which is how I play with that hole right there, then my pinky's ready to go. But my guru, Pundit VJ Rao, he'd usually play like this, and then if he needed that 7th hole, he'd just rotate the hand to hit it. If you have an 8th hole, then you could put it down on your leg. But again, during a taan, things are going kind of fast, so I don't hit low should ma too often when I'm playing taans. Maybe just play it during the alap, but you certainly could. All right. Anyone want to unmute themselves or ask me to unmute you and either ask a question, say something, or play a 16-beat line of Bhinna Shadja at whatever speed you would like to do? All right, I'll take that as next time after some practice. So let's see. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to change this up. I'm not going to change my Tambora, but I'm going to change a raga to show you some broader applicability. Malcones. Okay? Malcones. Related raga. Sagama, Dine-Saw up and Sagama, Dine-Saw going down. Alright, so we've got a Saw. Komal. We'll go like that. Komal. We've got a Shidma. Komal Da. Komal Ni. And a high saw, and then the reverse on the way down. Sagama Dine-Saw. Alright, so say you learned a composition in Malcones in 16 beats, but you never learned any taans. So here's a truth. You're never going to get a lesson in-depth lesson in every single raga that you want to learn, because there's a lot of ragas, okay? You may only get you may get 0 lessons in that raga, you may get 1 lesson in that raga, and maybe that lesson is just 4 lines of music. It's your composition. Good. If it's a straightforward raga, you'll be able to play that in depth as much as you want, as long as you understand raga in general, okay? So say it were Malcones and you knew 1 line of music. Whatever it is, we've got sum to sum. This composition starts at sum, ends at sum. So now we know all these Taans. We're good playing all these Taans and Saga, Dine-Saw ragas. And all we have to do is stick with our notes of Malkones. Komal ga, the Komal da, Komal ni. Okay, same exact concept. So if you're good at 16-beat Taans and Bhinna Shadja, then when you want to play any of the other ragas that use Saga, Dine-Saw, you can apply, you could play those Taans exactly as written, just with the proper notes of the scale of the new raga that you're playing. But even if you go to a thoroughly different raga, you can still, the rhythmic concepts are going to be the same. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you just have to fit in the notes of your scale in whatever raga that has to be that you're playing. Okay. I think that's everything. That should be plenty to think about. If you take those 2 pages of music of Taans, any speed you want, and practice those, then you'll get a lot better at playing 16-beat Taans or any 16-beat lines of music, even if it's single speed, and your fingers will get better in Bhinna Shadja for certain. And then when you do learn a related raga like Malkones or Chunderkones, which are the 2 most famous ragas that use Saga, Dine-Saw, then you'll be pretty quick to pick them up. All right, I'll take a final question if anyone has a final question or a thought or comment. Everyone, if you have not been in the Bansuri Bliss Discord server, then let me know and I can send you an invite so that you can communicate with all of us and ask your questions. Unlimited questions answered, at least for the time being. Ask your question, I'll answer it. And let's see. The brand new Bansuri Bliss Academy is under heavy construction, and probably in 2 days I'll send all of you new logins. The old site will disappear in 2 to 3 days, and you'll all have new logins, and hopefully all those lessons will be up. But it's taking me a long time, but a lot of them are already up, so you'll have plenty to do while I get all the rest of them up. And that's it. I am Bansuri Bliss Founder Dr. Kerry Kriger. June 21st, 2020. We've been playing Bhinna Shadja and a little bit of Malkones there. 16-beat Taans. Namaste. Enjoy your day and your Bansuri practice. Bye.